Hello, friends and fans. Welcome back to the Chris and Lloyd project channel. As you know, I'm Kellen Jorgensen, the creator of Chris and Lloyd Want Superpowers and several other stories on my Quotev page. Today, I'm here for the discussion and interview, what was this, podcast?
Kinda-ish.
Just talking video.
Yeah.
I would like to introduce my very good friend from my childhood, Mr. Isaac Beavers.
Sup?
Now, a few of you may have inferred that Chris and Lloyd are based off of me and a friend of mine. He is the said friend of mine.
Sup? I'm Chris.
yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to bring up, is that a lot of people will assume that because I wrote the book from Chris's point of view, that I based Chris off of myself. Lloyd is based off of me, and Chris is based off of Isaac. It's a really weird dynamic.
Yeah, which was shocking to me, because you wrote the entire book from that viewpoint.
Yeah, and you told me before that, like, half the time reading this, you'd be like, I would be exactly like that. How did you nail that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, we have been friends. I think we did the math. I think now it's, 14 years?
Yeah, 14 years, something like that. Since 5th grade, just like in the book.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's great.
That's awesome.
But,
yeah,
I had a question and I lost it.
a lot of Chris and Lloyd's, like, backstory and, like, flashbacks to when they were kids mirror our friendships so well. Like, how they met is exactly how we met.
Would you say that because it's based off of us, is that why, like, you told me once that this is one of the easiest stories you've written, like, for the most part, for a lot of it. Is that, like, do you think that helps, that you have a lot of, like, experience to pull from kind of thing?
As far as, like, character development,
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's easier to write because it's literally just me and you, and I already know everything about those characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to, like, add in little quirks or something because I already know their quirks. I already know what's wrong with their heads. But when I said this was by far the easiest story I've ever written, it's more because this one is a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a humor story. You don't have to go far deep in. You don't have to explain everything to a T. If something doesn't make sense, you just have a character be like, that doesn't make sense. Oh, well. And then you just continue on. And that's funny. It's a joke. Like I have never explicitly said what Lloyd's job is.
Yes.
Like I
was going to ask about that.
Yeah. A lot of people on the Quotev have been commented asking about that too. And I was just like, I just gave bullshit answers. I was just like, see, I don't know what his job is. He won't tell me.
Well, yeah, because that's one of the things where, like, what might be surprising to a lot of you is that, like, while I have been actively talking to him through this whole thing and actually, like he's been like kind of bouncing ideas off of me, I haven't known a lot of what's going on, much like you guys. Like,
yeah.
I've
kept a lot of secrets from you.
You have, and it's killed you a lot because you wanted to make a lot of jokes throughout the whole time, and it's just like, I can't do that because he doesn't want to know the ending, which is true.
Because you'll say something, and then I'll have a joke or reference from like 3 chapters that I have ahead of what's already been posted, and it's like, I can't make that joke because it's not up yet.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I have been involved in the writing process slightly, like helping him come up with things and stuff
I'll
like that.
Bounce a couple ideas off of you.
Well, exactly, like because you have the big picture. It's just you have a lot harder times filling out the filler.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I get the beginning and the ending and like certain beats along the path, but when I need something like in the middle to fill those gaps, like I'm just like I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, because we bounced a few things, like you had already brought Michael into the story from your Dangerous World and everything like that, and you at one point you asked me like, hey, like I kind of need something, like I know I have this next big story that I want in Chris and Lloyd, but I feel like it's too soon after the last big adventure they had. Yeah. So I kind of want like a mini adventure in there. I'm like, well, you already brought Michael in. Why don't you bring Joshua in? Because like I think Hellraven, and that's where we got what was that chapter?
It was many chat. That was the haunted house.
the
story.
the haunted house story. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where we got Joshua in, and that was a really cool tie into that universe, because that was a universe that actually was one of the stories that I really liked that you wrote.
A Dangerous World.
Yeah, A Dangerous World was a great one, and it's just it got so much harder for you to write that, and I knew, because like the problem you had, if I remember correctly, wasn't even really Joshua or what was his name, Dante's story. It was Michael's story was the problem you had the biggest problem with.
Yeah.
Because you had already given him quite a few curses by the time we got to that point, that it was like, what else powers is he gonna have?
Yeah, like I got to the point, like, the thing about A Dangerous World is, like, I don't know if I can go back and continue it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I haven't decided the exact frame of time. I think like 2 years, maybe a year and a half. Between the events of A Dangerous World and the events of Chris and Lloyd.
Well, yeah. But that's why I like it, because this gives you a chance to, like, you're not going to extend that story. You're not going to go back and finish it. But because you've now put them in the story, you can grow those characters that I know you really liked. Like, you really liked the characters you had in that story. I remember you seemed very passionate about it, but it's just, you had such a hard time writing it, so you couldn't do that.
But you see, if you go back and look at A Dangerous World, you look through Michael, you look through Dante especially, and Joshua, like, they have they have developed their character from A Dangerous World to where they are in Chris and Lloyd.
I can't remember, spoiler here, I haven't read I have read the entire book. I haven't read the first half since it was first uploaded. Okay. Even though it's a few days between uploads, I can lose the tension in my head, kind of thing. So, like, this whole thing has been really great, and I've been really excited for it, because like, there were things that would happen in these last few chapters, because the one thing that I just break away from that. The one thing I knew from a while ago, actually, was where they were going to end up. Mm-hmm. Like, what superpowers Chris and Lloyd would have, because I knew that's how this was going to end. That's one thing I knew.
That was probably one of the hardest things to hammer out.
Exactly
what powers they were going to get.
We worked a lot through those, and like I
because you as a big Flash fan, you dead said wanted Chris to have super speed.
I am a big Flash fan, but just because we had like just the base like thing of his character, like I just felt very strongly that he should have that, along with his strength, because like. Again, I felt like he needed that.
Chris 100% needed super strength.
Exactly.
It was just really hard, especially in those final moments leading up to that, because I still hadn't fully, like, I knew the base ones that they needed to have. Like, Lloyd needed to have the stretchy hands, Chris needed to have the super strength and all that, and the telekinesis. But like, I was taking a look at that, and I was like, man, Chris is just crappy Superman, isn't he?
He is,
He's just crappy Superman.
And then, like, because originally we were going to have Chris have laser eyes.
Yeah, we were gonna give Chris laser eyes, and I thought like, because then Lloyd could have like the laser hands, and then Chris could have the laser eyes, so that way they could both have like a long range energy attack. And then I was like, he's Superman.
He's just Superman.
And I was like, I didn't want that, because Superman
which by the way, thank you for the person that commented, because we spent literally like the 2 chapters before they actually had their superpowers and everything. We were talking about this. We were like, how do we make him not be Superman? We were giving him all these ideas, and we finally settled on a thing where we were like, okay, he has enough variants where he isn't discount Superman. Thank you for the person that just made him discount All Might. Thank you so much. Like,
so he's just crappy All Might.
I just forgot that All Might existed too, which is shocking for me, because I'm actually a massive My Hero Academia fan. So
nerd.
Well, yeah. Says the guy who mains Octane, who's a massive MHA weeb.
Your mom, okay?
But anyway, back to what we were talking about with the Dangerous World was that there was a thing. No, there was a thing that I said I did bring up that it was hard for you to write, and that was something I wanted to talk about here. Like, what were some of like the hardest things for you to write on this? Because I remember a few of them, but like I know a lot of them were like
100%. The chapter where Chris and Lloyd were stuck in the escape pod at the bottom of the ocean.
I remember you had to give me a lot of...
I was literally, like, we were in the Dollar General looking around, and I went up to you and I was like, hey, man, can I bounce some ideas off of you? I'm really stuck right now. And you're like, what do you mean? I'm like, okay. So, because I needed them to lose the stone.
Mm-hmm.
I needed them to get out of the escape pod.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed them to meet Cascade and have him save them. Mm-hmm. So, what was it that was... It was either they had to get out without Lloyd, like, freaking out. Because Lloyd couldn't see Cascade.
No.
That was the rule in the book. He wasn't allowed to see Cascade. So Lloyd had to be, like, unconscious or something, and Cascade would either come in and grab them and leave the rock, or the rock would follow. Like, there was just a big mess. Like, I didn't know, like, the exact steps of things to happen in order for it to work out. And I was like, I was like walking down the aisles of the Dollar General. I was staring at the Pringles, and I'm like, man, I'm so screwed on this chapter.
Yeah, which was great because me and you have wanted to kind of do something together, because like you have your hobbies and I am you have always had ideas and stuff, and you're very good at executing them. It's the problem is that you have a problem. You're a very big picture guy when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, it's like I have the story idea, like, oh, it starts off with this, and then they go through this, and then in the end, this happens. But then I don't have, like, the specific little step-by-steps to get to those points, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, and that's when that's usually when I come in, because, like, because you're a broad brushstrokes guy, yes. And I'm a lot more, like, I can't write the specific details, but the ideas that get you to where you need to go with those is usually where me and you come in, and like this is the first thing that me and you have kind of like collaborated on per se, because like there's actually there are actually there's a couple things coming up that me and that like I'm not gonna say anything right now. I'm not gonna. I'll
censor it because I don't know what you're talking
about.
Yeah,
well, because there's. We have like stuff coming up and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like we have a few some characters that we came up with together, because believe it or not, he has. I know that a lot of these characters is just a massive superhero universe that you've come up with over the years, like. When did you start that? Like, actually, when did you start that?
Oh, like the very start?
Yeah, like you've been working on this as long as I've known you.
Yeah. I guess if you really wanted to get to the base answer, I would say when I was 5.
All right.
Because it first started off when I was making superhero identities for me and my friends to play at preschool. Like, we would pretend to be these guys. And mine was called Monkey Kamurai.
Oh.
And essentially he was just monkey-themed Batman.
Yeah.
Like, he had like the batarangs, but they were bananas. So he had banana rangs, and then he had spikes on his tail.
Nice.
And he can use all these different weapons, and like I thought that was cool. So I made a bunch of comics with him, and then when I met you, I kind of changed from that one monkey guy into a team of monkey guys.
The Primates. I remember the Primates. That was the one that you told me about.
Yeah. So it was just a bunch of team members named after monkeys, and they had different monkey powers. Like, there was the Howler Monkey. He had like the Sonic Screech. There was
Spider Monkey.
Spider Monkey, who has, believe it or not,
He was not discount. He was not
no,
Spider-Man
no,
monkey.
No. Believe he was.
Oh, he was.
But believe it or not, the monkey on that team, based off of me, also had stretchy limbs, and the monkey based off of you also had telekinesis.
That's funny. I like that.
Which I didn't even think of until right now.
That's great.
But that's a fun little thing. That's an odd coincidence. I love that.
That is great, especially because we originally didn't settle on telekinesis for Chris at the beginning.
No, we didn't. But no, but I've been making. I haven't like made stories or anything up until like high school. But like I just made heroes that would be like, oh, this would be a cool concept for a superhero. I'll do that. And then I just had a big list. And I was like, and then around high school, I was like, I should probably start like making like storylines for some of these characters. So I just started building, and then my friend showed me Quotev one day where she was writing like Batman fan fiction, and she was like, "Hey, yeah, you can just write whatever stories you want and post them online." And I'm like, "Cool." And then I wrote "Where is Noah?"
Yeah. Where is he?
My first story.
Where is he?
Where is Noah and what was it? Murder by Candlelight. Those two were horrible failures.
They were. You never finished it though. Where the hell is Noah? Where is he?
No. Another day, I will tell you. But yeah,
I do remember.
It's been. I've been working on this for a long time.
Well, yeah, and I've been there through at least 4 different stories that you've attempted to write and just never really got around to finishing because you just weren't in like Monster Camp. Monster Camp was like my favorite one that you had written before Chris and Lloyd. Monster Camp was my favorite one that you had written because it seemed really cool and everything, but I understood why you were having issues like making them because again you were basing them off of characters that you had like
they were so drastically different from the original characters. Some of them were just that. Like,
they were that character. Yeah,
Drastico and Satano and like a bunch of the other ones. Those were all the same ones. But for Monster Camp, Michael was one of the camp counselors.
Yeah, I knew that
because I didn't intend for Michael to be a bad guy originally. He was just like a neutral dude. Like he would like hang out in alleys and like if someone was like they had like a curse on him or something, he would be like, I'll be able to help you out with that, and then he'd like steal it from you or something. He was just a guy who just hung out and collected stuff. But then like as I writ him in Dangerous World and in Chris and Lloyd, like he just became this more like sinister, malicious guy. Yeah. And I was like, this is a way better villain.
I I remember reading A Dangerous World, and he kind of had that, and then it just kind of like evolved into what he was, and then like you didn't have anything because he started having the dregs of being like, oh, this guy's not the greatest guy ever, no, like because he killed that man. Yeah, he saved a dude and then killed him. Like,
no, he saved a dude and then ate him.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I didn't confirm that he died, just that he had his flesh eaten.
Yeah, but then like I like the disconnect between Dangerous World and then we get to Chris and Lloyd, which is really nice. But
where he just sees himself as the highest like form of life, the apex predator.
Yeah, but as I was saying, like I've seen you try and make a story and finish it, and you had all these ideas and everything like that, and the main reason I bring up Monster Camp is because Monster Camp was the first time, not really the first time, but it was one of the first times that you tried to take the characters that you've built up over these years and put them into a story, and it just didn't work for you. And I feel like I have to ask, like, how nice is it for you to finally have an outlet for this massive world of people that you have? Like, because literally the man has like when he says he has a lit, like the list is like 7 pages long of just names, really. Yeah. Like it's
what am I at? Like I think I'm at like 412 different superheroes at the moment.
I wouldn't 100%. Their names are at least different. Yeah. you have several that have the same power sets.
Well, yeah, but still.
But no, that's the point. Like,
I mean, it's not like Okay, little spoiler for future books. By the time the next by the time the Whip Hand and Valor book comes around,
Yeah.
I should have at least 3 separate people who have wings and shoot fire.
Yeah.
And they're completely unrelated to each other in any way.
But yeah, that's what
God.
But yeah, it must be nice to finally have that because I've literally watched you build this up for 14 years, and it's just like to finally see you finally be able to like pull from that and like just be like, yeah, this is this guy in the story, and it give him the backstory and everything.
Yeah, it's so nice because for all my other stories, all the other stories on my Quotev page, every single character nearly in those books is based off of a superhero or supervillain in my comic book world.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went through writing those stories because like I knew I couldn't do Chris and Lloyd stuff. I couldn't do a Dangerous World stuff. I couldn't do like the actual universe that they really existed in because like people would think that's weird, or people was like they wouldn't get it. There was just too much, it wouldn't work. Like I doubted so long for that, so I made it more like a normal story,
mm-hmm.
if you will, and then I just eventually said screw it, and then I did Chris and Lloyd, and everybody absolutely loves it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many comments since I finished the book. There's so many comments on that story saying that people absolutely love the book and they can't wait to dive deeper into the universe. And those words make me so happy.
Oh,
because I literally have an entire universe.
Yeah, you can give them
created. I can absolutely give them that.
And I'm really excited for that because like I mean, and the universe is still expanding.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're still coming up with new things and everything, and also like and new projects that you're coming up with and everything.
There were characters that didn't exist until that chapter of Chris and Lloyd. Dexter, I made on the spot.
Speaking of Dexter,
oh God, I knew you were gonna ask this.
Yeah, why is Dexter's name always exclaimed?
The exclamation point is part of his name. You know, like Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
Like it's just part of his name. I thought like I didn't have like a cool like I was like, what would be a cool name for this? What like
it literally took me.
I just thought that was a cool way to have his name because it would just be like it's Dexter. Nobody cares. Dexter. Like if the exclamation point is part of his name, that just sums up his character. That's everything you need to know about him.
It literally took me like 5 times of you actually putting his name down for me to actually realize, because like you just happened to put it like towards the end of a sentence kind of thing, or like like in the lull of the sentence, and I'm just like, oh, okay, he just doesn't know how to do like punctuation.
This guy doesn't know how to punctuate things. Like it's like in the middle of a sentence. Like,
yeah, and I'm just like, he just got weird with it.
It's like that Dexter guy is right on their tail. Like it's like, why did you do that?
Yeah, like
must be dumb.
Well, I've known you for 14 years, so I would know.
We're not going to talk about how we both have Chris and Lloyd energy. It just depends on which situation it is. Which one of us is the smart one who thinks the other is stupid?
Yeah, because we've had that. Because I actually like one thing that I love is that one thing that I want to point out actually is that you specifically never actually gave Chris and Lloyd a like an actual description. Like you kind of gave like their personality, so that way everyone just had a thing for them.
Yeah, so everybody got the gist of Chris and Lloyd. But I purposely, at least for my Quotev story, I purposely never described what they look like because I wanted the audience to build them in their head, you know.
Yeah. And
that's why that fan art from Green on Quotev, I love that so much.
Like, there's no way you could have known.
It's so dead on accurate. I'm gonna put it up in the middle here. It's literally you and me. I mean,
Yeah.
mine is more accurate, but
Yeah.
oh my god.
Like, it was perfect.
It looks like us.
It does.
It looks like Chris and Lloyd.
Yeah, like the what I had pictured for Chris and Lloyd.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I pictured them to be.
What I loved is knowing that you based Chris and Lloyd on us, and then also like whenever I pictured Lloyd as I was reading the story, I would just picture you. Yeah, I would not picture myself when I had Chris. Because, like, and it's not even just because of the like the fan art nailed what I imagined Chris to look like. Because I imagined Chris actually to have a bit of like a darker tone to his skin. Like he's not pale ass white like I am. Like he's just kind of like a little darker. And like I like that they did that. Like it was just kind of
probably because Chris spends more time outside.
Probably, yeah.
And Lloyd's like, what the hell is an outside?
Yeah. But no, he like nailed that, and that floored me. I thought that was really interesting.
Honestly, I'm surprised by the colors.
Yeah, because
we haven't even explained that.
Well, yeah, because the fact that he used blue.
Should we bring that up?
Yeah,
I don't think it'll spoil.
Yeah,
anything,
no.
So
Yeah, because one thing that was crazy is that in the background they gave Lloyd an orange side and Chris a blue side. The funny thing about that,
but Lloyd's shirt is orange and then Chris's hoodie is blue. So them themselves are their colors, and then it's swapped for the background.
Exactly.
But the thing is, we had decided on the colors for the costumes for Whip Hand and Veller. Lloyd would have yellow and orange, and Chris would have blue and white.
Yeah.
So the fact that they got one of those right for each of them.
That was great. That was like it's beautiful coincidence.
Green, my man, I think, man, I don't know. I hope. Sorry. Really did a bang up job on that. Like,
really good.
It must be psychic, that guy, because he oh my god, it's so perfect. So perfect.
I loved it when you sent me that, because I'm like, because even though the story is yours, it definitely is, but it feels like something that,
like, you're at least a part of it.
I'm at least a part of it.
It's based off of you.
Well, exactly, and I've helped you a lot throughout along the way and everything, and so like it just feels like something that I've worked on, and finally seeing someone like, oh, they're enjoying this, like they really are, and I'm so happy that you have this outlet for what you have, and like I'm just so dang proud of you, man.
Yeah,
like
I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my readers for sticking along.
Oh yeah, like thank you guys so much for this whole thing. I shouldn't be the one saying thank you. Like it should be him. But like
I did.
You did say thank you, yeah. But
shut up.
But seriously, like I'm just happy that you guys came along, because without you guys, I don't know if you would have finished the story. And I was really liking his story, and I really wanted him to finish it, and I was like, I thought I'd have to encourage him to finish it, but then you guys came along and just gave him all of this support, and you loved it, and I think it's safe to say that without you guys, Chris and Lloyd would never have gotten superpowers. So
I think I would have stuck to myself and at least I would finish Chris and Lloyd for me, just to have my universe, my story out there.
Yeah.
But I definitely would not have gone on and made any other books off of that if it wasn't as popular as it is. I am so close to 10K reads on that story.
Really?
Yeah, as we speak. It's almost at 10K.
Nice.
I'm gonna celebrate when it gets there. Oh my god, it's so good.
I'm really excited for what you do with the actual book, which if you haven't read by now, like there will be a book.
Yeah. For the cover, I either want to do that myself or do a little bit of designs and then get it professionally done.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to do it myself because it's my thing, and I drew these characters a lot. So,
speaking of drawing the characters, you guys, full thing. You can do fan art, whatever you want.
100%, guys. If any of you have like drawing skills, even if you don't, send me, like, I will put it in the important notes of Chris and Lloyd. I will give you my email address. please, 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 100%, please send me any fan art that you do, because it means the absolute world to me. And when I get the actual book published, I'm going to fight tooth and nail to get a few colored pages to actually put fan art in the official book, and I will credit you underneath them.
Yeah, because that poster, that just the fan art on its own was
I blew that fan art up into a poster size, got it framed, and it's hanging over my bed right now.
That is absolutely amazing.
Every other piece of fan art, I probably won't do poster, but I will get them printed off and put into a photo album, because that's just so awesome.
That's great, and you have a lot.
Makes me so happy.
So you have so much that you can do, and the thing I love about your Chris and Lloyd universe is that it's so wide. Like, there's so much in there that you haven't even compared to what you have.
I think
on deck, like. We're just at the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I think I'd say like 5% of the entire Chris and Lloyd universe, as you'd call it, has been discussed over, because there's been like probably like 2 or 3 handfuls of actually physical characters who have shown up. I've listed off a bunch of other superheroes and other characters that exist in the world, but they haven't shown up yet, like in the invention convention part, where Lloyd just prattles off a whole bunch of like superhero names. Like, I mention a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of the like side characters who are there for like a second, or they just have one line or something. A lot of those are secretly characters who either are superheroes already or haven't gotten their powers yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, I'll actually give an example right now. When Lloyd was at home doing his little concoctions, the little bathroom potions, right? The paramedic on the phone was was actually a hero called Paramedic, and he had the power to heal people.
Really?
Yeah, Carter Cook. He was one of the guys that I threw in there as a little reference just for myself to laugh at, if anything. I don't know if I'm gonna bring him into the world or into the book yet, or at all, really.
Yeah.
But it's cool to just have like these little branches of things from the universe, that it really goes out big. That there's gonna be some parts that will just never come to light.
Oh, exactly. And like I actually we talked about it earlier about some things talking about writing. We talked about what was hard for you to write, because I know a lot of those they have to get somewhere things were hard for you. But like, what were some of the easiest things for you to write besides obviously Chris and Lloyd? Like,
the parts of Chris and Lloyd that was easiest to write.
Yeah, well, because I know besides I know the dialogue between Chris and Lloyd was very easy, because it was literally just me and you talking.
The dialogue between Chris and Lloyd was so fun to write, just because it was so natural and so like sarcastic and funny.
Which is how we talk.
That's how we talk. That's how we do that. No, but I would say one of the easiest parts of the book for me to write was the Mander and Colby story.
Yes,
because when I did that, I usually write either at home or at work, because that was back when I had Mondays and Tuesdays at work, and that was really, really slow. So I would just write Chris and Lloyd if I had any downtime, and as soon as I got to Mander and Colby's chapters, I cranked out like 4 chapters in advance.
Yeah. You told me that.
I just kept writing. I just went through, and I was like, I don't have to write another word for the next like 2 weeks. And I was like, that's kind of nice. Yeah. I'm actually just proud that I found a schedule and stuck to it without missing a single day.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, when you started the story, it didn't have that. Yeah. But by the time you reached like halfway through the book, you had that set schedule.
I think it was like
it was before that.
By the time I got to
I think by the time you got to Dry Runner, or was it maybe
No, but
Firefly?
I would say by the time I got to the end of Michael's chapter was when I kicked in the schedule. But yeah, I'm glad I stuck to that.
Yeah, why is Lloyd's fire extinguisher all used up? I really want to know.
Just various bedroom fires.
Because of course he has them.
Because it's funny if it's all used up, Isaac. Because funny joke.
It was a funny joke. It was great.
Thanks.
Believe it or not though, in real life, I am the one with the messy room.
yeah. All like half of I really did kind of split Chris and Lloyd evenly between us personality wise.
Yeah, you pulled from both of us. I mean, granted, the base character of them is based like the friendship between them is based off me and you.
Yeah.
But it's also
and the appearance, yes.
An appearance, yes. But you did a very good job of splitting our personality very well.
Yeah, because ours is like very, like I said, we have like a Mordecai and Rigby, a red and blue from Big Figures. We have that kind of personality, like the like what was that one comic? It's like, I'm gonna do a crime. No.
Yeah.
Like the peppy like crazy one.
Yeah.
The crazy stupid one,
and
then like
sensible.
the smart like you're an idiot one. But there's no telling which of us is going to be which one of those in any situation.
Oh, exactly.
So I kind of settled between Lloyd would be the crazy and Chris would be the smart.
Oh, exactly. Like it worked very well, and this was it was really fun to do. And if I remember correctly, I think you told me this at one point that you knew exactly which heroes they were going to be from the very beginning. Like, because it wasn't like you created Chris and Lloyd like for the story. You had Chris and Lloyd already made. Like, you had Whip Hand and Valor made a while ago.
Yeah. I literally like talked to you about this like 2 months before I started this story. I was drunk and I was like, "Hey man, you know all those superheroes I have?" And you were just like, "Yeah." And I was like, I realized I never based any off of me and you. Like, so I made this Whip Hand and Valor.
Yeah.
And you were like, that's cool. And then I talked to you about that for like an hour. And I'm like, I should just write a book. And then I did. And
exactly.
Look where it's been. Look where we are now.
Exactly. Because, like, you did come up with that, like, even though it didn't feel that long, it's been over 9 months since the first upload of Chris and Lloyd. Like, that's crazy.
If someone got pregnant when I started the book, they would have a baby by now.
Tentatively, because it might run a little longer.
They would have a baby by the time I stopped.
Yeah, that was one of those
crazy.
things. That's one of those things where it's just like, wow, like it was a very fun journey. It still is a very fun journey.
Yeah,
because,
it's not over yet.
Yeah, it's not over. We still got plenty. Like you guys definitely stick around.
Yeah, a lot of stuff coming and very soon.
Exactly.
Today, this very day, I uploaded the first chapter of the Chris and Lloyd extended universe.
Yes, you did. It was on what was it? Fire was it? I forget. I forget. What was it?
It was Gallico.
Gallico, right?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
It sounds like somebody didn't read it yet.
I meant to read it this morning, and then we started playing video games. So,
jeez.
But no, it was very. I am very happy to have that extended universe because, like, we have that where we'll have some characters coming that me and him worked on together, like hopefully.
Characters, like it's a little bit of people from the book. You get a little glimpse at their backstory, maybe their origins, maybe just tales that they
like a short story on them.
Short story, something they went through, a little mission or something. And then there's some that are going to be introduced in either Whip Hand and Valor or the other book I'm working on, which as of right now I have, like, I want to say a fourth of the outline written for the next big story.
Oh, nice.
Not Whip Hand and Valor, but the other book that I'm sandwiching in between the Whip Hand and Valor stories.
Are you planning on writing that at the same time you're writing you're planning on writing that book while you're writing the extended universe, right?
Yeah, extended universe I'm going to update a lot less frequently because I'm going to be focusing more on the first book.
Yeah, because you are...
I'm juggling like four different things right now. I'm editing.
Well, exactly.
I'm editing Chris and Lloyd. I'm working on the outline for the book that's coming up. I'm working on the extended universe book, and I'm running this channel and posting and making all these videos.
Well, exactly, and that's something.
It's a lot, and it doesn't bother me at all. Like, I'm not overworked or anything. It's enjoyment to me for making all this.
I'm very excited for what's next in the story of not even just Chris and Lloyd, just what's next that you're coming up with, because
the new book.
The new book, yeah, because you've told me a little about it. Like, do you think we could say what the name of the new book is? You've told me it's the book club is what you're calling it, right?
The world's greatest book club.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. You've given me a little bit of backstory, and we kind of workshopped the main bad guy for that story together a bit, right?
No. That's he's gonna be for that team. Like, he's gonna be that team's Vilgax.
Yeah,
they're big bad, but not for that story.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot you told me that. Like, I actually have a question for you, actually.
Yes.
Because you never said anything since we are talking about Chris and Lloyd.
Yes.
Will that team eventually? Will they exist in the Chris and Lloyd universe? Or
yes.
They will.
The world's greatest book club team will appear in either this, like, Whip Hand and Valor Volume 1 or Whip Hand and Valor Volume 2. Because all of this is leading up to, well, not like grand finale, but like, I have one story for Whip Hand and Valor Adventures that I really, really, really want to tell, and I've had it like in my back pocket that I want to do something with this story. And like, I want to write this, I want to do this. This would be so cool. It would be such a like shocking moment. But I have all these stepping stones that I have to hit in characters I have to introduce in order to get to that point.
Yeah.
And World's Greatest Book Club is the first step in that.
All right, that's great. Yeah, I'm really excited to do that. So if you guys have enjoyed Chris and Lloyd, definitely check that out, because it's gonna be really fun. I'm sure I know you have a bit of time until you actually start writing that, right?
Yeah, it'll be like, I want to say either 3 or 4 months before I start posting that. World's Greatest Book Club is basically about a girl who wants to start a book club for her high school, but it doesn't take off very well, and she's just trying to do that. But at the same time, there's some weird, mysterious stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the kids at the high school are going missing.
Mm-hmm.
Gasp. And there's a new supervillain in town. What's up with that? Do they have anything to do with such mystery? I wrote a description on my phone, but we're using it as a camera, so I can't read off the description.
You know, we can cut that out if you want. Like, I think you gave me a rough estimate as to how long it would take you to even just finish just rewriting the book. Oh, and that'll take you, what, you gave me about like 6 months, probably 6-7 months.
I didn't say it would take that long. I said I want it done by that time. I want it completely out on Amazon for sale by the end of the year. If that happens before that, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Like, if I really sat down and worked on only rewriting and editing Chris and Lloyd, I could probably get it done in like 3 months.
Yeah.
Because I want to add in more chapters, but I'm not sure. Because I don't want it to be just the exact same book on Quotev you can get for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy it on Amazon. Even though, like, if you buy it on Amazon, and even if it is the same old cleaned up, that's supporting me, which is great, and it's having a physical copy of this story, like, that in itself is awesome.
Oh yeah, that is great.
I feel obligated to give the readers more than just what's available for free on Quotev.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, like, you're gonna polish it up because
there's a lot of grammar and spelling mistakes.
That was one of my favorite things on the whole process. Like, I'd look at him and I'd go,
reading it and tell me, you fucked up. That was your favorite part?
Not my most favorite part, but it was really fun to just be like, hey, bro,
you mad?
Yeah, it was kind of funny, just to see these moments where I'm just like, hey, bro,
there's a typo. You spelled Lloyd's name wrong.
Yeah, which is funny because I think there's a point in the book where you actually spelled Lloyd's name Loyd, and I'm like, the whole
Lloyd.
point is that his name has 2 L's.
I know. But the thing was,
Lloyd.
before I actually cleaned out from under my desk and moved that into my closet, I had been writing Chris and Lloyd on my phone,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have spell check or anything like that. But I recently got a new computer, and I'm breezing through this. Writing is so much easier on the computer.
Oh, yeah.
I want to give a few shout outs to a couple things for putting me in a good headspace for writing Chris and Lloyd.
All right.
Number 1, Mountain Dew Spark.
Oh, yeah. Which, speaking of which, I need to grab a new can.
Yeah, this stuff gets me going. Holy crap, is this so good.
Hashtag not sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Yeah, hashtag not spawn. But Mountain Dew Spark, goddamn. After the gingerbread and the atrocity that was Baja Flash.
We don't talk about that in this house. That is blasphemy to even mention that.
They hit it home with Mountain Dew Spark. I usually drink a can of this before I start writing just to get like the sugar going through my system and getting into the writing.
Again, not sponsored by Mountain Dew, although we wish we were. Call me.
No, but and then the other thing, 100% Lo-Fi Girl. The Lo-Fi Girl channel. Lo-Fi, the beats to chill, study / relax to. That really mellows you out. Plus the energy from the soda.
Oh yeah,
it gives you a perfect balance of like excited for writing and like not distracted.
Oh, exactly. I'm very excited.
It gets me pumped, but the soda gets me pumped, and then the music like focuses and calms my energy into my writing, and it's the perfect storm.
It's one of those things where it's just like, even as someone who obviously like I'm friends with you, so like I have a bit more insight to it. I'm still really excited for the future of this, because this is something that whenever I try to tell people about this, like I actually try to like get some of my other friends to read the story.
Yeah.
And whenever they find, like, I try not to tell them that it's from you, because if I tell them that it's by you, then they just go, oh, like, you're just trying to, like,
you're just
trying to sell your friend. No, I'm not. It's not, like, it just sounds like that. And it's,
I'm trying to sell a good story that just so happens to be written by my friend.
Exactly. Like, I wish people wouldn't see it like that, because
it's almost like a self-plug, but it's like,
it's not, because I genuinely enjoy the story, and it is very well done, and it's nice. It's also kind of like, again, even though I'm not the person actually writing it, I feel like I'm very proud of it as well. Like,
well, I mean, you're personified as a character in this story, the main character.
Yeah, but it's more than that. It's even more than that, because it's not even just like, even if it wasn't me, like, I've had a hand in this, so I'm very proud of it. So of course I want it to do good. But
I'd say like a pinky in it.
Okay, fine.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, like you helped me a little bit. You helped me brainstorm, knock some ideas around, and
exactly. But it's just
I do want more of your input once it comes to Whip Hand and Valor.
Oh, exactly.
Because you already know the secret of the ending of Chris and Lloyd. Spoiler for ending of Chris and Lloyd. It's revealed that they've had superpowers the entire time.
Yes, it was, and we have, and he has,
and I've told you what they were
exactly. I'm very excited for the future of this.
Yeah, but how did that play off? Did that feel like a cop out? Or...
No. You did it fantastically well. I'm really excited.
You mean compliment on
very well done.
How good I.
You did a great job on doing that. Yes, you did, because it was like, it was one of those things where you could guess it. You could. You told me that.
Yeah, Matt Pat would figure it out.
Matt Pat would figure it out. No, but no, you told me that you probably could guess it. But like, it
would be hard to guess, but once you figure it out, or once you know, it all clicks into place perfectly.
Like, it all makes so much sense, and it is very well done, and I am very excited to see how you like reveal that in the next story, because we're not gonna reveal that here. No, you gotta wait. You gotta stick around and you gotta find out.
Should we stop teasing the audience? They're probably so mad. Like,
yeah, but it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Like, I'm really excited for the future of this, and I think it's something you all should stick around for.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite the reveal.
It's gonna be a great book. Like, it's gonna be a while, but it's gonna be a great book.
Oh yeah, I ostensibly I want to continue writing the Chris and Lloyd universe for the rest of my life.
Oh, it would be so cool.
Like, if I could just keep writing this and just always have that up, and like if the actual Amazon book takes off and it gets popular and get it up, I could ostensibly make a living off of
writing Chris and Lloyd. That would be great.
That would be a dream come true, making a living off of this.
I would love to see you make a living off of it. That would be so cool. And it would be so cool to be a part of your life, of helping you that.
Yeah, that big. Yeah.
It would be so awesome. Like, so if any of y'all out there have connections, like, don't feel free to flex them. Feel free to flex them.
Do you want to talk about those comments?
Yeah, okay, so something happened within literally like the first 8 chapters.
First of all, I want to just say how you immediately knew what I was talking about when I said those comments.
Literally 8 chapters in, we had someone who said, I kind of ship them. And now that you guys know that we're best friends of like 14 years.
This would be a good BXB story. I kind of ship Chris and Lloyd.
Yeah, I was like, oh, no.
First of all, no thanks. Like that would throw so much into the
story.
Into the story that just wouldn't work for the characters. But second of all, it's so much worse because it's me and you.
It's like you just sit there and you're just like,
I was so uncomfortable. I was just like, please no. I can't even tell you who that was anymore because.
By the way, no shame on the person that did that at all. Shame. By the way, like
they couldn't have known.
They couldn't have known. No, and it's not, and people will have their fan theories and their fan arts, and I have no problem with that. Don't make fan art of that. Don't make fan art. That is the one fan art you do not have permission to make.
I really don't want to find results for Chris and Lloyd on R34.
But no,
I will be both flattered and disgusted.
But no offense to those people.
Yeah.
But just for us, it was just a weird moment, like, to have that. Because what's even worse is, like, we were out drinking with our friends when we saw that comment.
Because he
was drunk and all happy and everything, and obviously he looked at his phone and he's like, oh.
I was like, ooh, I got a comment on my story. Oh. Please no.
It was a great moment, and I'm happy you guys are engaging in the story. But at the same time, just
my friend.
It was just a funny moment.
We were out with my friend who showed me Quotev in the first place, and I was like, "Oh, look at this!" And she was like, "Ha ha ha!"
It was great, and like,
it was my birthday.
It was your birthday, yeah. That was just so much fun, and I loved it. It was great, and you know what? Like, again, I can't stress it enough. We are not shaming you.
No.
We're laughing with you. We're not laughing at you. We're
laughing at the fact that they didn't know that was us.
The fact that it's us makes it weird.
It's weird that it's us.
Like, all of you guys who are active in the comments, like, even though I don't comment very often or anything like that, and he replies a lot, it's so nice to see the community that's built up over this.
What are the 3 biggest? Green for sure.
Green definitely. Snow Droplet was one, and
El Drago.
And Drago.
Those three posts comment the most, and that means a lot.
Another one who was around a lot was
it Rin?
Rin's going MIA.
Rin.
Yeah, El Drago was another one that was great, and it's so nice to see all you guys. It's so great, nice to see all you guys that are coming up.
I can't read from here. What do you want from me?
No, but no, it's so nice to see a lot of you guys that are just now starting the story too.
Yeah. Because I figured that once I finished Chris and Lloyd, there'd be a small spike in readers because a lot of people will fall off a story or not come back to it if it's not finished.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it's a finished story, anyone who comes across this can literally just read straight on through.
Exactly, and
and I have had a couple people do that, so
which is great, and I'm really happy that there's so many people that like the story. Like it's
me too. It's awesome that it got that popular.
And it was and in your video, you were right. It really was like number one. It was number one in comedy for a while, actually. Like
humor and action until it got overtaken.
Yeah, which. Hence the nature of the beast. Like, you finish the story, you're not uploading anymore. Obviously, it's gonna fall off.
As of writing this, I am still number one in action, though.
You are?
Yes.
Nice.
I'm pretty high up in humor for all time.
Oh yeah, that's not tooting your heart. It's just being proud of something that you've accomplished, and
that's crazy. Like on the whole site, that's awesome.
It's great.
I tried posting Chris and Lloyd to Wattpad because Wattpad has a much larger user base.
Yeah.
But you just don't get the same traction on Wattpad with original fiction. Wattpad's like almost exclusively fan fiction.
Mm.
And a lot of it is reader inserts, which I'm not ready to take Chris and Lloyd to that level yet. No. Oh. No.
But yeah, like, you guys are, the other thing I like about Chris and Lloyd, really any superhero story, is that you could ostensibly, like, put really whatever into your story and everything, and like
go through any adventure any of you want. I'm really, really gonna have a fun time writing Whip Hand and Valor. Because I'm going to write that like a cartoon.
Oh, exactly.
Like well...
Yo, Netflix.
Seriously, I would love to have this as a Netflix something.
Like an animated series somewhere. Series. It would be
this
great.
Would be so good. But, like, you know, like the cartoon cliches, like every episode that has like a kind of sci-fi or supernatural or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the TV tropes. One of my favorite TV tropes is when there's like a shapeshifter or like a doppelganger or something, and then they're right next to each other, and it's like, which one do I shoot? How do I know which is the real that one? I 100% will put that in Whip Hand and Valor because I love that trope so much, because it taps into like how much one character truly knows about the other.
What's gonna be even better is as of you saying that, I already know which one's gonna be the one that gets doppelgang.
It's Lloyd.
It's Lloyd. It's 100% Lloyd. And first of all, Chris has to get over the horror of, oh fuck, there's two of them now, and at the same time, it's gonna be like there's a video that I've seen before where it's like that exact thing, and someone's like, what. What's 6 times 3? And it's just like, oh, it's 18. It's bang. It's just like, why'd you shoot him? He was correct.
He don't know math.
No, it's like, why'd you shoot him? He was he was right. And he's just like, yeah, but he does the county thing with his fingers. It's like, there's 18. Oh, whoa, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, I've seen that one. I forget what that was.
I don't remember. Also, I love how I just slipped in some hard style. What's 6 times through?
That was Johnny Test.
Was that Johnny Test?
It was Johnny Test.
I think it was, yeah.
It was Johnny Test, 100%.
I blew up Malaysia.
He did.
Oh my gosh. That's the other great thing, is that the sheer amount of just pop culture references you put into the story.
100%.
I love, which, by the way,
Phantom.
Danny Phantom, you've had several Ben 10 references throughout the whole thing.
Yes,
you made a whole damn character that is basically a Ben 10 reference.
Don't tell me.
Dude.
Don't tell me.
Dude!
What?
It's pretty obvious!
Michael? No.
No!
I'm blanking on my own book.
Cascade is basically one big Ben 10 reference.
Oh,
he's basically just real life Ripjaws.
Well, yeah, because I based Cascade off of, like, design wise at least, off of Ripjaws and the Bone Sharks from Subnautica. He's a mix between of those two.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, because I literally just picture Ripjaws.
That's fine. You're fine to do that. Because that's basically what he is. It's fine if you picture Ripjaws.
Which but you had so many just like random pop culture references that I absolutely loved. Because what's even better is a lot of them were things that I knew about. So that me and you just like talk about a lot.
That's one of the things I want to I want to make a video on YouTube for. Is just going through all the it's just going through all the little references that I made in the book.
Yeah, that would be great.
One of the ones I really definitely want to make for the future is I want to have like they're chasing down a character and he just bursts through like a building or something and escapes, and then like Chris and Lloyd are there and they just like, well, we lost him, and then somebody else comes in and yells at them for letting him go, and he's like, he got away, and then Lloyd literally looks at me and goes like, well, yeah, no joke, the kid just broke through a wall going supercharged, and then like Lloyd puts his hand on Chris, like smacks it like that. That's a reference to the Oliver Tree song. And like I love that. He was literally just like, well, yeah, no joke, the kid just broke through a wall going supercharged. But no, that right there is a good indication of this. I have a love-hate relationship with this being in book form. It's so much better fitted for cartoon or television because physical jokes like that don't translate as well in written form, which is why it would be a dream come true to get this as like an actual series.
Like, it would be great to have this animated. It's just me and you aren't talented enough actors or really just schedule-wise.
Money-wise, animation-wise, like
schedule-wise,
I don't have the technology or the skill and capacity to draw a webcomic or an internet series or something.
Exactly.
I would love to do that, but it would just be so much work than actually just writing it.
Well, also the sheer amount of people we'd have to get to voice different characters.
Yeah.
Like me and you could probably voice a fair amount of characters. Like I would 100% would be so down with voicing Astro Knight. I would love to voice Astro Knight. Just sitting there, it's just like, because he would 100% have the I am here to save the day. Like, I love it.
Hop on.
Yeah, like he either that or he would sound. I would do my best like Optimus Prime type voice. Because that's another thing I meant to ask. Like, because you did your best to figure out some like voices for like describing their voices, but some of them are just like it's hard for me to picture. One in particular, because it's hard to not take like some of the characters you've created and compare them to some counterparts in real life. Like one of them being the subject of today's extended universe story, Gallico.
Yeah.
It was very easy for me to just compare Gallico to Black Bolt because it sounds like that, I can see that. Which sucks in my opinion because when I think of that, the only way I hear Gallico speak is in a very soft whisper. Yeah. Because that's all really how Black Bolt speaks. Because
Black Bolt can't speak.
He can't speak. Yeah.
He doesn't even whisper.
Well, yeah, because the only time I've ever
sign language.
The only time I've ever like actually heard him speak was in an episode of Hulk and the Agents of Smash, where he just goes smash, and then it just explodes a dome, and that's it. But like it's hard for me to do that because like It's both good because I'm like, okay, it's kind of cool because I have this reference for a character kind of thing, but also at the same time, there's this.
But like, oh, he sounds like this. He sounds like that.
Yeah,
like,
but at the same time, it kind of messes things up. At times.
I kind of pictured Astronite not only looking but also sounding like Reinhardt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually based Astronite's original like concept design off of the Forever King from Ben 10, who also just happens to look exactly like Reinhardt.
Yes, exactly. You have so many just like characters that I can think of things like Falcon 5. Falcon 5 reminds me a lot of Soldier 76 from Overwatch. Like I can picture that in my head.
Yeah.
Like he seems like someone who he's a hero, but he's kind of seen it. He's almost to the point where he's done enough of this shit.
Yeah.
And I like that. Or just like just so many different characters that you've had. And then there's some that I have absolutely no fucking context for because they're so disoriginated. Like Switchbot. Like
I knew you were gonna bring up Switchbot.
Like Switchbot, like I have no context for him. The closest context I have for him is this picture in my head. I know it's not what he looks like, but there's this, it's either a comic or a thing that I used to watch. It's a knight. He's got a knight, like a knight's helmet, like the bucket helmet on his head, the feather in his thing, and he's running around with oven mitts on. And like, I don't know why, but he radiates the energy to me.
Where did you get that?
No, it's just like, that's the thing is that the personality of it, and like, I know that's not how you described him, but at the same time, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, okay. This is, for some reason, that's where it went for me.
I kind of wanted to be very lax on Switchbot's personality.
Yeah.
Because I gave him the reason I did that is because he needs to be able to
adapt his personality
to other people. So his has to be kind of like a nothing burger of a guy.
Yeah.
Really. Like he has to be kind of like plain his actual self, so that he can add on.
All right.
His stealth skills into being other people.
I am interested into like as I'm saying this, like the people that I have compared like the characters in your book to. I'm very interested as to what you guys like kind of like what either pop culture references that you guys picked up on, or like what characters that some of his people reminded you of, because that would be kind of cool for at least for me to know like how they are, like how you guys are thinking of,
like how you guys perceive things in the book.
Exactly, because there are some things that I know I have my thing, and then I explain them to you, but I it's like I'm granted you guys have like your voice in the comments and everything, but I have a very like easy line of access to you as a fan of the book.
You don't comment on the stories or the videos or anything. You just tell me directly.
Yes, I do.
Like you'll call me up and be like, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah, like I've literally called him up seconds after finishing a chapter.
Just be like, "Hello," like you wake me up, and you wake me up, and I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, "Your story," and I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Just like, you ass. Because there were so many like moments in that where like one
like the ending,
like towards the end there was a moment like leading up to it, because like I said, I knew the names of, I knew what their superhero, I knew what Henry Valor's names, and there's a moment where you set it up, and which, for those of you that have finished, by the way, sorry, spoiler alert.
I'll put that up.
Like, yeah, definitely major spoiler alert should be at the beginning of this video.
Major bag alert.
Yeah, so like, don't watch this if you haven't read the whole book.
Yeah.
But, little late,
I'll
but
put a spoiler warning at the beginning of the video.
Exactly. But, I knew about it, and so for you guys, I'm sure that was a great moment where he's just like I'm sure it was just a kind of a throwaway moment. But for me, I'm sitting here, it's like it literally slapped me in the face out of nowhere, just because I knew it was the setup.
When they said the words "whip hand" and "valor,"
yeah, it's just like where's your whip hand or something like that, or what was that?
I don't know what kind of whip hand you think you have, Lloyd, but I'll take you down and everything. He's like, what kind of what?
Yeah, and I'm just like,
it felt forced to you because you already knew.
Because I already knew, yes. But
I set that up from the beginning. Like I knew that they were gonna bring that up in conversation.
Exactly, which as from a reader's standpoint, an actual normal reader's standpoint,
no prior knowledge.
That worked great. But for me specifically, that was a moment where I'm just like. Like I literally called you up and be like, you motherfucker. Like it was a great everything here. I think you did a bang up job, and I'm very, like I said, I know I've said it before, and I know it sounds like I'm kind of jerking you here, but like I really am proud of where you've gotten with this. I'm really happy that you've stayed with this.
Thank you. Me too. I'm glad.
But yeah, do we have anything else that we really wanted to talk about at all, or? I mean, and also for future reference, we will do more of these. It might not be on a very consistent schedule, but any questions, concerns,
just talking points. Things
you guys want to know more about. Please hit us up. Like, you can comment below this video, comment in the Quotev things, because I'm active in there. I'm not talking in them. I'm active,
but you look through the comments as well.
Well, exactly, yeah. Like, we both look, so it's like I can bring things to his attention if need be and everything. Granted, you have way more time than I do, so.
Yeah. No, dude, as soon as that little red number pops up under the flag in Quotev, I'm on it.
Yeah, exactly. You're pretty quick at it, so please, just anything you guys want to know.
Yeah.
Like, and the reason why is because, like, there are questions that I might have already asked him, and I'm just not thinking of right now because I've asked him.
Because you already know.
Yeah, I've asked a lot of questions before now. So, seriously, any questions you guys have, comment, question, anything like. But do you think we got anything else that we need to talk about?
Talk about Alex Witness and Suitslayer.
That was a very difficult thing because I know I had to help you a lot in those last few chapters.
Oh yeah, those were real hard. That will be the number one hardest thing to write out this book is Smart Alex. Smart Alex was the hardest thing to write out because it's so hard to get around someone who knows everything in the past and present.
Yeah, everyone whose superpower is retroactive knowledge is very interesting.
And present knowledge. Because I had to come up with reasons why Smart Alex wouldn't know where Lloyd is or what Lloyd's doing. So I had to come up with it. I am so happy that I wrote in his migraine tendencies. Because, with all that knowledge, it makes sense that would happen and that would block that.
It's a downside because he seemed very over. When you explained Smart Alex to me and when you introduced him, I was like, "That's kind of broken, my guy." Like usually guys like these have like a weakness or something. He doesn't like sense everything. Like he doesn't immediately. He has to use his.
He has to be directly thinking about something. He's like, "Hey, where is this?" And he'll just be like, "Oh, it's over there." It's not like he knew that beforehand. He just has access to all the knowledge.
It would be like something that I've thought of for a long time, like a question, like the thing where it's like if you had three wishes from a genie, what would it be? And one of mine that I used to go to all the time was I want to know the correct answer to any question put to me.
Yeah, you wouldn't know everything. You would just
you have to at the time the moment someone asks me the question. I know the answer. Like, if someone were to ask me, what is the cure for cancer? I would know the answer. I probably couldn't explain it, but I would know the answer.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like that's kind of how I thought about Smart Alex a lot of the time with that. What was and Soothsayer just had future knowledge. Witness's superpower was he could just.
Well, he didn't. Oh, he wouldn't have superpowers. I wouldn't say.
I'm confused. Like I said.
Before we get on to Witness, I want to go back to Soothsayer.
Sorry.
Soothsayer doesn't have infinite knowledge of the future. He gets flashes of. He gets premonitions, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have control over when those happen.
Yeah. No.
He just gets
like that.
possessed by like the future or something.
Yeah. Like I get that. It's a bit like how did it remind me? It reminded me of something in there's a show that I used to watch. What was it? What was it? Because he had this ability. Oh no, it was Fringe.
Fringe. I didn't watch Fringe.
There was this thing where this guy had this ability where whoever he touched, he would like see how they died and stuff, how they were going to die, or just see an event in their future. Mm-hmm. And it kind of reminded, like, the way that he would experience that reminded me, like, that's one of the things that it reminded me of, was just like he could see the future but he couldn't control it. And
yeah,
it was Soothsayer got lucky and was able to actually find an outlet for it, but like people with powers like that easily can go insane, and I like that because they can get very secluded from society and stuff like that when they have no control over when that's going to happen, no way to people who have the ability to see the future and know knowledge of the future tend to get shunned by society because
I swear to God, if you bring that up...
No, I'm not going to bring that up.
I will slap you.
No, I'm not going to. No, but...
you know how much I hate that movie.
No. No, that's not what I'm saying. No, not even just like that. But it is... It has happened before, though, like in other things where it's just like, when you're the bearer of the news of the future, if what you bear is bad, you are perceived as the cause of it, not even just what it was, which is why I like... Sorry. which is why that's kind of like why I like what Soothsayer did, is that he's had his abilities for a while, so he can see the future, he knows what's coming, but he doesn't feel obligated to always tell the truth about it. Yeah. Like how he kind of manipulated Lloyd into...
Yeah, he had to split them up in order for Lloyd to take the certain circumstances as far as they needed to be to actually succeed.
Mm-hmm. Although
he doesn't know, by the way.
Yeah, that's...
Soothsayer doesn't know.
Yeah, I was just about to say, because that... He just knew that they had to be split up. That's an interesting... That's something I'm going to have to talk to you about later.
He saw Chris and Lloyd getting their powers. That's all he saw.
Okay, that's something that I'm gonna have to talk to you about later, because that's an interesting point that I want to bring up, but we can't have it in here because it involves spoilers. Yeah. So, but anyway, there's definitely a lot more things, and I definitely want to workshop more heroes and villains with you.
I have a very, very bad ratio of heroes to villains.
You do. You have a lot of heroes, not a whole lot.
I have 400 heroes and like 150 villains. I really need more villains.
Which is something I think I've helped out a bit with, because
that should be swapped.
That should be swapped.
It should be swapped.
But
it's like, no, but he's cool. I want him to be good guy.
No, like, and also like, one thing that I feel we could throw out to the community a bit is like, if you guys have like things of cool superpowers and things like that, put them in the comments, like, because those are some cool things. Like, we might not use them.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't say like suggest characters or something, but like give like an idea or like a power or something, and then I can bounce that around in my head and
exactly. It really helps. Thing. It really helps us with the writing process, especially him, because it's very cool. It's very helpful because, like we said, you're the big idea guy. You come up with the big idea, and then you pitch it to me, and I'm like, okay, how about we use this to get from here to there? But one can't exist without the other, which means if you come to me and like, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I have nothing too, is the problem.
When we were workshopping Chris's powers, you gave me a suggestion, and I was like, okay, hold on, I need to take a minute to run that through everything to make sure that works. And I was just like, yeah, no.
Yeah, because there are some things where it's like, I do have ideas, but my ideas are usually crap until when it comes to helping you connect something, it usually works out. But when I come up with completely original things, like, it doesn't work.
Sometimes it does.
But it's an interesting dynamic. So, like, also, comment below if you guys had superpowers. What kind of superpowers would you want? Because that's always fun to know.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Witness now?
Yeah, because Witness's thing was just that he had the ability to just connect to cameras, right?
With the technology implemented into his eye, he is integrated into every camera on Earth.
Yes, which... Sorry I keep asking things, by the way, because, again, I've read the story over the course...
You want audience participation. It's fine, Isaac.
Yes, we'll go with that. Not that I'm just stupid and can't remember shit. I like that answer better. But no, Witness was a very interesting character, especially because of the fact that when you really think about it, his ability, one, works really well with the current state of the world, but also it provides for very interesting blind spots because, like, say he's trying to find someone in, say, London, he's gonna find that person. There's no way in hell he loses that person. But say you're looking for someone in Arizona, like, or freaking Mexico, like the middle of
out in the sticks,
out in the Amazon rainforest, like, you ain't gonna find anything there. Like,
grapes.
You're not gonna find anything there because of his ability, and that's one thing that actually was another thing.
Just because he's integrated into every camera in the world doesn't mean that he's constantly seeing through all of them.
Exactly. He
can see on multiple, but not
all of them. Well, that's the thing, is that he's not omniscient, which is another thing that I like that you don't do, is that when you make a character, you do your damnedest not to make them just insanely overpowered and have to do that, because that's a problem.
Gallico is insanely overpowered, but he can't really use that on smaller scales.
Exactly.
Which is his weakness.
Exactly. See, here's the thing, is that you also have Gallico as, like... Okay, I'm gonna say this, don't get mad.
What?
He's kind of this... I feel, slightly, is that with Gallico, it's like he's the person that you have that kind of takes care of the space part of things.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is the one that takes care of the Earth. Like, which is kind of the dynamic between, like, the Avengers right now and what Captain Marvel is, kind of thing.
Yeah. When you read the Gallico chapter of the Extended Universe, the team that Gallico is on, he's more... Yes, he's the leader, but he's more of the... like, what Batman is to the Justice League. Yeah. He helps them out, but he's not really...
He's not a front lines guy.
On the team. Like, he doesn't... He's not... He's... You know...
Yeah, I get what you mean, because, like, Batman, he goes and does his thing.
He's affiliated, but he'd rather not be teamy. Because, like, he's a neutral character, just like Michael originally was. He really just wants to be left alone. But he keeps constantly being abducted because of his powers. So it's more just like, I'm gonna deal with this again, and then just... You know? Yeah. And then just having to deal with that over and over just eventually led him into his team.
Like, to put it, like, to really scale it down.
Yeah.
Gallico's life is basically consisted of him just living life and then every once in a while someone runs up behind him and goes, and then just runs away. Like that's basic. Like if you really think about it, it's just a minor, basically just a minor annoyance that happens every once in a while.
Yeah, full-scale alien invasion is literally just like, this again.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just like
that's the joke in the story.
Exactly. Like he's this overpowered being, but he's not using it to like rule the world. He just wants to be left alone, man. Like
stop. I'm trying to sleep.
That's the best part, because like that was actually the hardest. That was actually the hardest thing about us coming up with Chris and Lloyd's powers. It was
it's because I didn't want them to be massively overpowered, and
like
I didn't want them to immediately get it right off the bat on how to use.
Oh, exactly. Like one of the things that I wanted, like, because one of the things that I kept wanting to have Chris to have was a form of invulnerability, but
I just kept saying no, that would not work.
And
now you know why.
No, I know why. Yes, and it's I like it. I liked it because it made sense in my thing. Like I almost actually took a suggestion from the comments when we were kind of talking. Like well, technically they hadn't commented it yet by the time we had done it, but I had an idea and I'm like, maybe not, but then they put it in there and I thought about it because originally I thought about Chris having like a barrier thing that he could throw up.
I saw that too.
Yeah, I saw. I mean, they were asking for it for Lloyd, but in my mind, I'm like, that would be really nice that would have been really nice for Chris. But it's kind of too late to do that now. Too late for that.
That is a good idea. I do like the barrier idea, but I actually don't have a whole lot. I think there's only like 1 or 2 guys in my universe that have like force field abilities.
Yeah.
So I could play around with that with somebody else though.
Yeah, because like they did that after we came up with it. And I'm like, I honestly would have traded that out for Chris's other ability.
The other ability that
that we have. Yeah, that there's because. Spoiler alert, they don't have all of their things released yet. Like
Chris did get another power, but it just hadn't gotten to the situation where it would appear.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not,
and it's not immortality. Don't get yourself.
Don't do that. No, we're not gonna do that because I had a very, very scary thought. What?
When I was writing Chris and Lloyd, when I got to the big battle scene.
Yeah.
Like and Lloyd pushed the detonator. I wrote that end and I was like, I sat back in my computer chair and I literally went, I could kill Lloyd right now. Like I could kill Lloyd and that would drastically change the entire story. It's like I'm not gonna do that, but I totally could.
You could. Like
I could.
There's another universe where
squash everyone's hopes.
There's another universe where Lloyd died. As that would be really funny though. Like you could just like kill. You could have just killed.
I really could have killed Chris or killed Lloyd. I could have done that. I could have completely rewritten everything I had for the end. I'm like, I could do this, and it would make sense. That may even be a better story.
Yeah,
it'd be emotionally devastating, but like overall,
I should say this just forward. You might want to put this earlier.
Yeah.
Apologies if this seems a little jilted. Because me and him we did not write any script whatsoever.
Oh no, this is completely ad-lib.
Completely ad-lib. Like this basically is a podcast, but we are going to have to cut some stuff out because there are some stuff that obviously we have prior knowledge.
Stuff that I'll bring up that I know and that I'll have to just be like sidebar. It's like we can't tell them that.
Yeah, so there are gonna be possible like jumps and things and maybe changes in the mood.
Probably. I'm a smooth editor.
Just don't expect incredibly smooth transition and then just like smash cut right in the middle of my sentence. But anyway, is there anything else we really wanted to nail while we were here? Like, one thing I did actually want to ask you because I can't remember if we did have them in it or not. I think we did. I'm not certain. Did we get Dante into the story already?
We did, yes.
Well, that was the Mandarin Coley story, right?
Yes.
Because he was a villain, right?
The Hellraven, yes.
Yes, I remember that. Okay.
Well, villain.
Yeah, I was like, we got Dante in there. Yeah, okay.
Yes, we did. Everyone from A Dangerous World has each of those three has been appeared in.
And another thing is that, like, going back to some of the other stories, which, by the way, you guys should check out his other stories.
Yes. I don't know where you were going with that, but I had something important to say.
Sure, sorry.
Every character, like every named character in my other stories, since I first started with the Where Is Noah book, every named character or major character, any of that, is a I guess you would say a watered down version of a real superhero in that universe. So any one of those could potentially show up in that.
Which is something I would love to see, especially, well, you've already actually brought up a few.
Grady.
Grady was one example. You did mention Drastico at one point.
I did, yes.
Yeah, Drastico was one of them that
Drastico is one of the biggest superheroes in my universe.
Obviously, Michael.
I want to do a lot with that, yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah, actually, you've...
Sorry if you don't know what I'm talking about, but honestly, you should check out the other,
yeah, sorry.
Stories
like we said, like, we've been friends for a while, so... And again, we are both massive ADHD, so apologies for that, because we have literally gone from thing to thing. So if there's anything that we touched on in this video, change subjects and just never went back to.
Sorry about that.
Again, comment, questions, anything. Please.
Yes.
But, I think that, I'm really excited for some of the characters, because, again, Chris and Lloyd is not the first characters that you have ever based off of me and you. Like, in Monster Camp, Skia and Headcase were based off of me and you.
That was actually a flip, because your character was the crazy, stupid one, and mine was the, oh God, you're an idiot one.
Yes, I'm really, that would be really cool to see them in the story at some point. But like we said, like, it could be...
The problem with that is I really, really downplayed Skia's character for Monster Camp, because Skia's story is really, really dark and depressing.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
Well, also, the thing about Monster Camp is that was a rare but common thing in that world. Like, it was like a thing. Whereas
it was like mutants in X-Men.
Exactly. Whereas when it comes to this world, like, again,
some people get them at birth, but it's not like a big, like...
I mean, there's enough people where it is more common than not. Well, no, it's very uncommon. It's very uncommon, but it's more common than uncommon in the sense of, like, I wouldn't say like 5% of the world. Like it's more like I would say
like 1% of the world has superpowers.
Exactly, but like just because everyone is, you have a lot of superpowers plus aliens and stuff like that. Like it just seems like they're gonna get into a lot of trouble.
I would say of all the superheroes or people with superpowers, I would say about 10 to 15% are born with their powers.
Exactly, because it's one of those things where it's just interesting like that, but. The thing about the characters that you had in Monster Camp, like you said, they were watered down versions of the original characters. Yes. Like, if you put the characters into Chris and Lloyd...
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I just
choked.
A minute? I don't know. But no, if you put the characters into Chris and Lloyd, you're gonna put, like, the original character that you came up with. Yes. And that's something that I'm very interested in. So, like, as you stated, that any of them could show up in Chris and Lloyd, but it will more be so their original story rather than the character in that book. Yes. The only ones that you had that actually were direct translations from book to book were Joshua, Dante, and Michael.
And everyone in the Allware Explosion, yes.
And everyone in the Allware Explosion, yes. Which was another one.
Allware Explosion, Follow the Rabbit, and A Dangerous World are all the Chris and Lloyd connected books.
Yes, those are all for them, yes. Because Follow the Rabbit was actually one of the really cool ones, and I was really happy that you brought the Black Rabbit back in.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those things where that I was like,
It's not even the same one,
I know it's not the same rabbit, no.
Yeah, in Follow the Rabbit, it's the first Black Rabbit, and in Chris and Lloyd, it's the fourth. So a lot has happened.
Yes, but I'm very, because I wanted you to be able to go back to stories that you had kind of like not really finished or kind of given up on and stuff like that. And I was like, what are some that we could throw in here?
You got so upset that I stopped writing Monster Camp and that I stopped writing Golem King.
Because I was really excited for it. Like, I was, like, you stopped uploading for a solid year, like, before you did Chris and Lloyd.
I completely fell off.
I mean, you were working on other stuff, but it wasn't that. Like, and it was very... I was like, man, I was really happy to see that. So when you started uploading stories again, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this, because you're a very talented guy, and I'm really happy that you have that. It's I was just very happy to see you doing something that you loved doing again, and that you actually got some traction with it, and that people are enjoying it, and that it's something that you can work on, and I'm just really happy for you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. It means a lot.
Granted, I've said that a lot throughout this entire process, but it also as me, like, gets me, like, as a fan of your other stories, gives me a chance to be like, when you come to me and be like, hey, I need ideas, I'm like, well, there's this. I could, like, just give you something that you've already written and just be like, hey, you could throw this guy in there, like. Yeah. Like, I think actually you putting the Black Rabbit in there was one of the ideas that I pitched to you, right? Was it?
Yeah, you said you brought up the Black Rabbit, and I was like, that would actually work, because that was what was it? The Haunted House and the Black Rabbit ones were the ones that the one immediately before those.
Yeah.
Whichever that is, that was when I started to decide, all right, the ending should be coming up pretty soon, but I don't want to do it right now. I kind of have one a little bit in between before I perfectly end this book. And then I got the you pitched Manifest, Joshua, to come, and I was like, that I could do that,
because you hadn't really done you did a supernatural thing earlier, but you hadn't really done, like,
ghosts.
Like you hadn't gone back to the supernatural.
And I mean, I had everyone else. I had Dante introduced at that point. I had Michael introduced at that point. Really, only one I was missing was Michael. Or not Michael, Joshua. That's right. Thank you.
Yeah, because you had, like, the villain, and then you had, like, the neutral guy, and I'm like, I feel like you kind of need to have Joshua in there, and, like, I was like, there was that, and then you were like, okay, but then after that, you didn't really have a whole lot of ideas, and I was like, well, I know that Chris and Lloyd are trying not to do the whole, like, they want superpowers,
the skill fight. They don't want, like,
they want the superpowers.
Yeah, they want actual superpowers.
But, like, that's when I remembered the Black Rabbit, and I was like, well, you could do something like that. Like, it would be really cool to introduce that guy.
Yeah, that would be perfect to introduce Black Rabbit.
Yeah,
because Black Rabbit is a big player in the universe.
He is. So, like,
he's one of. Thanks. I think he's one of only 2 characters that really passed their title down to other people.
Yeah,
in my universe,
it was very cool to have those moments where you would come to me for a suggestion and to just, like, to be able to help out and everything. That it was, and then to see people react to it was very nice. So. I would like to thank you for, like, letting me be a part of this and everything. No problem, like,
man. I mean, you're the Chris.
No, exactly, and it's it's just been.
I mean, it is my story, but I want your thoughts, your opinions, your input, and then I can see what I can do with that.
Exactly, because it's just been a really fun ride to watch the story grow and watch the fan base grow, and to be as a part of the fan base, to have people that are enjoying it and are interacting with it. So it's very, It's very cool. I tend to try and stay away from the comment section, like commenting in the comment section, just
Yeah.
because I'm worried about, spoiling
Slipping
things.
up and
Yeah,
saying things
exactly.
like-
So, and also have slight social anxiety, so it's like not very helpful. But it's been really cool to have that, to have you guys enjoying the story. So again, thank you for
thank
being
you
a part of
guys
this.
so much for reading this book and blowing it up to the proportions that it has become, and giving me the fuel to continue this universe and continue writing these books, because I've been wanting to do that with my life for so long, and now I finally have a way to do that.
But yeah, I don't know if we have much else to really.
Well, we can wrap this up pretty much here.
Yeah, because it's been.
Yeah.
It's just been really fun. And again, if you guys have comments and stuff, and we'll be making more videos like this if we can.
Questions, things you want us to talk about and learn more about, feel free to comment in the section. And thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much.
Honestly, I know we're going on almost 2 hours at this point.
Yeah.
Unedited.
Yeah. So it's been an absolute pleasure to help.
This is the longest I've talked Chris and Lloyd straight, and I feel really happy about it.
Oh, exactly. It's great. And we're definitely going to do more.
This is the longest I've just gone straight out talking about my Chris and Lloyd, and I love it.
Yeah, and just again, thank you guys so much. I know I keep saying it, but yeah. I'm saying thank you more as from a fan standpoint, because nothing warms my heart more than to see a group of people getting behind something. So
yeah, me too.
It's just hopefully you guys tune in for more, and because it's far from over.
It is very, very, very far from over. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back with more videos. Don't forget, if you want to have fan art or any other questions or anything that you want to talk to me directly, I'll be putting my email in my Quotev page, on this YouTube page, and in the important notes on the Chris and Lloyd story. So don't forget to hit me up if you have anything you want to share. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you around.